And finally, news from the Netherlands. By the way, I also thank my subscribers for it. New trains have been operating on the M7 line of the Amsterdam metro for a year now, but they run half as long as the old trains, and because of this, not everyone can always get on, especially during rush hour when the wagons are literally cracking at the edges. The problem, as it turned out, is the software, which starts to malfunction when two trains are paired together. For example, the communication between the trains and the security cameras are not working properly. At the same time, most of the old trains have already been scrapped, so there is nothing left to reinforce the line. City representatives say that the manufacturer is currently working on solving the problem, but it is not yet known when the result will be, as the deadlines have been postponed several times already. Well, it's not very positive news, so if you come across any other news from the Netherlands, please let me know. Meanwhile, the first 102 eCitaro electric buses ordered by the city from Daimler Buses was presented in The Hague. Some of the ordered electric buses will be 12-meter long, which the city will receive first, and 18-meter articulated models will also due to arrive at the end of this year. Along with the buses themselves, The Hague presented its updated depot, which was built by ABB E-Mobility and Batenburg Technique. In general, it is planned that by 2030 only zero-emission buses will operate in the Rotterdam-Hague agglomeration. Meanwhile, in Amsterdam, tram line 25 was extended by 3 stops to the Eindhoven Centrum. Now it takes about 30 minutes to get from Eindhoven Centrum to Amsterdam Zuid by tram. Tram 25 has additional early morning services, and at Zuid station you can change to train, bus, tram or metro. From October 1st, the bicycle parking on Seepesteijnkade near Utrecht Centraal station will be temporarily closed for a large-scale reconstruction. The parking lot is outdated and is currently being modernized. The renovation is expected to be completed in the fall of 2025, and until then the city asked travelers to use other bicycle parking close to the central station. The works include redesigning the parking areas, installing new technical equipment and increasing the stability of the parking facilities. These changes will make the bicycle parking more adaptable to the needs of modern travelers and the expected increase in bicycle use around the station. In general, this renovation is a part of a broader program to optimize the bicycle parking facilities around Utrecht Centraal station, aimed to adapt them to the growing demand for bicycle parking in the station area. Transdev Netherlands has placed an order for 96 Solaris Urbino electric buses, and this fleet will serve public transportation in the province of Utrecht in the central part of the Netherlands. This contract is a part of the company's strategy to replace its entire fleet in Utrecht with zero-emission vehicles. Currently, the city operates 50 bus lines that serve 30 million passengers annually. Amsterdam is celebrating its 750th anniversary, and in honor of this, residents can receive a tree as a gift and plant it near their home. In general, the Healthy City Foundation will distribute 7,500 trees in 4 locations. Interested persons can choose between a wild cardinal's head and a field maple, both of which are native tree species. The seedlings are a maximum of 1 meter tall, so they can be carried on a bicycle or public transport. According to the foundation, trees located directly in front of the house have a positive impact on people's health, because a large tree provides the same or even more coolness than 5 air conditioners. Dutch Railways, in cooperation with CAF, has completed testing of automatic train control up to fully autonomous operation level 4 on the mainline network. The tests were conducted using a CAF-built Sprinter electric train and consisted of 2 components. The first one was an endurance test under autonomous operation level 2 with the driver in cab. The goal was to estimate the improvements in energy consumption, punctuality and 10 line capacity, provided by autonomous operation through more than 40,000 kilometers of test operations. And the second component focused on autonomous shunting operations. The train was operated in autonomous mode in real depot conditions, as well as on the line between the depot and the station. In general, the testing included remote control of the train in manual mode, which is Go-Way 1, also in automatic mode under the driver supervision and in fully driverless mode. And level 4 tests included such tasks as activating cabs, coupling and uncoupling with other trains, and driving in compliance with the signals from the line. CAF claims that onboard systems successfully detected obstacles, including buffer stops, other trains and test dummies, proving their reliability in poor weather conditions, including heavy rain and snow at dusk. Next week, construction will begin in Utrecht on a neighborhood called Merwede, which will be the largest car-free district in the Netherlands. It will be located between the Merwede Canal and the Transweek Park in the southwestern part of the city and will be able to accommodate around 12,000 residents. Despite the relatively limited size, over half of the open space, rooftops and courtyards will be environmentally friendly. There will be space for different types of plants and animals, water collection and means to prevent heat stress. The buildings will have space for 250 shared cars, 21,500 bike parking spaces and 2 logistic hubs for parcels. Parking lots will be located on the edge of the neighborhood, which will also have good public transport connection. Merwede is a part of a large-scale construction plan in Utrecht, where the city plans to build between 63 and 77,000 homes from 2030. Dutch rail operator NS has unveiled a full-scale model of its new double-decker train ordered from the Spanish company CAF, with production set to begin in the second half of the year. New trains will have improved accessibility. Single-story sections on both sides provide level boarding, making the train more accessible for wheelchair users and passengers with strollers. The order will consist of 60 trains, 30 with 4 cars and 30 with 6 cars, providing a total capacity of about 30,000 seats. The maximum speed of the train is 160 km per hour. Amenities include a wheelchair-accessible toilet, power outlets, USB-C chargers, and digital screens displaying real-time travel information. The design is based on feedback from more than 600 passengers who tested the interior concepts during Dutch Design Week in 2018. The first of these new generation double-decker trains is expected to enter service in 2029. Meanwhile, Amsterdam plans to purchase 78 new trams to replace the oldest cars currently operating in the city. The budget for the purchase is 391 million euros, which also includes the spare parts, implementation costs, and the modification of depots and maintenance facilities. The tender process will last another year and a half, and the contract with the winner is planned to be signed in the first half of 2027, so the actual trams are still quite a long way off. The new 30-meter long cars are expected to arrive in the city around 2032. Today we start with officially the cutest news I've ever had in all my episodes. Amsterdam has allocated up to 100,000 euros to install steps along the canals in the city center to help cats and other animals get out of the water in areas with high walls. According to the animal welfare organization Dier en Ambulance Amsterdam, 19 cats have drowned in the city's canals in the last 6 months and 6 of them in the city center. So Judith Tram from the Party for the Animals proposed that Amsterdam spend an unused 100,000 euros from the city's biodiversity plan to finance the wildlife exit points. And on July 10th, the Amsterdam City Council voted in favor of this proposal. Now the Dutch capital will work with Dier en Ambulance to identify the places where cats most often drown before installing these escape routes. And also in June, Amersfoort, a neighboring city in the Netherlands, announced the construction of about 300 cat stairs along its embankments and canals this year. You know, I wish we had more news like this. But there are also more extensive news from the Netherlands. Rotterdam's public transport operator plans to announce a tender for 38 new metro trains with an option for 8 more units. They plan to spend 578 million euros on this, which also includes the supply of spare parts and staff training. The new trains, which can reach speeds of 100 km per hour, will be 90 meters long with open carriages and wide aisles along the entire train. The first ones will be delivered in 2029 and put into operation in 2030, with the entire batch expected to arrive in the city within 3 years. The new trains must be ready for the installation of automatic train control equipment, as autonomous operation may be introduced in the Rotterdam metro when the existing signaling system are replaced after 2035. Most of the new trains will replace the old 5300 and 5400 class cars, while the remaining 9 will increase the capacity of the existing network, particularly on line E, where the frequency of service will increase from every 10 to every 5 minutes. The first Stadler TINA tram has arrived in The Hague. Stadler will first conduct extensive testing at the Zichtenberg depot and then hand it over to the transport company HTM. The Hague has signed a contract with Stadler for the delivery of 62 TINA trams, which is the first order for Stadler trams in the Netherlands. The new 3-section, low-floor, double-ended trams are 36.5 meters long and can accommodate 246 passengers. They have large panoramic windows, high ceilings, and spacious multifunctional areas for wheelchairs and strollers. The trams also have pivoting bogies for a smooth ride and are equipped with a modern driver assistance system to avoid collisions. The maximum speed in city traffic is limited to 50 km per hour.